My name is Shonda Boysel, and I want to thank Stewart's Caring Place for giving me a chance to spend a few moments with you today and share some information to educate and even do a little demonstration. We're going to talk about skin and skincare today, but especially sunscreens. Many of us now are just being able to come out of our homes, and we haven't had much exposure to the sun normally. By now, we would have had probably a good month of days that we would have had 30 days at least of exposure to being out in the sun to some degree. And we haven't had that actually happening. So our skin seems to be even more sensitive to what we're experiencing when we go outdoors. Just hopefully making you aware of that alone will help you to avoid getting your sunburns, which is damaging to your skin. So we're going to talk about what Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields, these are two world-renowned dermatologists. You may have heard of them because they did create Proactive Solution, and they have never stopped seeing patients. They also have written a New York Times bestseller. I am partnered with them and do carry their lines of products. But I am just basically repeating to you what is in their world-renowned bestseller about sunscreens. One of the first things I want to be sure you do know about, if you have ever had a diagnosis of cancer of any type, not just skin cancer, but of any type of cancer, your insurances usually allow one free full body skin examination by a dermatologist for a screening of skin cancer. So I want to make sure you are aware of that. Please contact a dermatologist and let them check your insurance, or if you are the proactive kind of person that you want to give a call to your insurance and ask what they provide for screening for skin cancer. Please do that. And you should get checked at least once a year. I do that every single year. I'm very grateful that I get that chance to do that. My husband has found a few skin cancerous spots. He's fine, but because it was caught so early, they have technique to be able to remove it completely and know complete clear margins. So it's incredibly important to go get those screenings done. I am a person who freckles and age spots. It's just the way my skin is. I have Irish and German blood in me, and I definitely have the freckling. And so sun is the reason why we have these. We were not born with them. If you look at a baby's skin, they do not have any spots. They don't have any freckles. It is literally only from the sun that these exist at all. And with exposure to the sun, more will form, and whatever you already have will darken. Without any sunscreen, without any protection, that's always going to be what happens. That process will happen again and again and again. And every one of our skin is different. Some of us never do form these spots, but as we age, the tendency is for it to happen and form. So personally, I'm now in my 60s, and I definitely want to protect my skin with sunscreens. And so there are all kinds. We personally seem to gravitate toward Banana Boat and also Rodan and Fields products. So look out there for sunscreen specifically to the way you are going to be outdoors. If you're going to be swimming, or if you tend to sweat a lot, find that product that actually says on the packaging that it is for being in the water. This one specifically says that. It's an SPF 50, which is a really wise level to go for. 20, 30, 50, 100. Those are numbers you need to know. It's just making you aware of how much time you can spend in the sun with that product on your skin, and the higher the number, of course, the greater the protection. This one is an SPF 50, and it does say it endures through sweat and water. So if that's you, that's what you need to look for. You also need to look for ingredients that are very powerful, depending on your skin. Excuse me there, my feet flew up in the air. But if you're looking for something that is wise on sensitive skin and on children, mineral-based sunscreens are really wise. Rodian & Fields created something called Soothe regimen, which restores the moisture barrier back that has been destroyed. And I find it absolutely fascinating. They are the only company that has ever created a full regimen to do that, and it does it beautifully. And the last step of that 4-piece regimen is a sunscreen, and it is a mineral-based sunscreen. I have mamas who get that sunscreen and use it on their children, on their babies, because it is rare to find a fully mineral-based sunscreen. So we're talking about titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So look for those 2 ingredients if you have sensitive skin, or if you want the maximum, more natural ingredient-based sunscreens, look for that, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. I do know that one of these Banana Boats sunscreens also have that one, this right here. Kids Sport, Power Stay Technology, tear and sting free, which is great when it comes to putting it on a child. They seem to get too close to their eyes. You do know, do not go inside of this eye socket orb with sunscreen. Sunscreen travels and we sweat, and that would really, you will really get it in your eyes if you go anywhere closer than that. It will travel and it will get in your eyes. So that's really cool. They would think of that for a child application. Some applications are now spray, which is a lot easier to get on. If you're the one that has to apply it to yourself, it's really hard to get certain spots on our bodies. So this spray on is really smart. Do apply liberally, meaning don't be stingy. Go ahead and use a nice amount. We're talking about like a quarter size. If you're going to just, like have a lotion and squeeze it into your hand, go for a quarter size for your face and neck. Make sure that you're using it on your hands. Ladies, especially, our hands show our age and so much. And protecting your hands is really wise, as well as your whole body. But be aware of that. And then also probably about 1/4 of a cup of sunscreen should go on for your body. We're talking about a liberal application for your body, your arms, your hands, your legs. If you are in a swimsuit, of course, we're talking about, your shoulders, your chest, your back. All right. So with that said, there are also multitasking products out there. And I don't know about you, but I love it if I can get more than just one thing out of one application. And so getting a sunscreen that is combined with a moisturizer is a great idea. So you will be protected when you're putting on your moisturizer if you get a sunscreen included moisturizer. And Rodian & Fields is brilliant at this. Other companies do have this idea, and you can find it. This is an SPF 30 Redefine Triple Defense is what they call this. And I use it every single morning, and putting it on my face and my neck, I have applied an SPF 30. So for a good 2 hours, I am protected from the sun. And that's really, really important. We need to do it every single day, even in winter. If we're going out, if we're going to be in a car, you are going to get sun on your skin. And I don't know if you've ever realized that if you're always driving a car, you're going to get more sun damage on your left side of your face and your arm and your hand than you do on the right side of your face. If you're always the passenger, look in the mirror, you're going to have more on the right side of your face. So see, things like that, we just don't seem to realize that we are being affected by the sun even when we're inside, if we're by windows, if we're driving or riding in a car. So using sunscreen, actually the doctors say that if you're going to do anything for your skin, buy one single product, it is sunscreen that they would recommend you buy and use it every single day and reapply every 2 hours. Isn't that amazing? Also, just wanted to let you know, if you're in the sun and you see your skin starting to get pink, you didn't check, you didn't put enough sunscreen on, maybe you didn't put any on at all, you didn't bring your sun hat, your sunglasses, and you realize, oh my gosh, it's starting to get pink, I'm starting to feel warm. Get out of the sun as quickly as you can, get a cool shower, and on that sunburned skin, and take a full strength aspirin. One full strength aspirin, 325 milligram aspirin. If you were an adult, just one, do that immediately. If you're a child, if it's a child that we're talking about, give them 181 milligram aspirin, get them a cool shower, get them out of the sun. You're going to stop the sunburn right there, right where it was. You will not get any further burn, and it will stop the cascading effect that sunburn would have had just by doing those three things. Get out of the sun, take that full strength aspirin, and get a cool shower. So good to know, just that basic information right there. I don't know why we don't share those kind of things, but I wanted to get that information to you. So last but not least, we were talking about multiple use products. There are such thing as powder sunscreens and sunscreens that do more than just moisturize. That's pretty great too. But they created, Rodian & Fields created Radiant Defense, which is actually a tinted product that has a SPF 30. It perfects the skin, and it actually restores the moisture barrier that's being destroyed every day just by living on the planet. So even when you wash this one thing off your face, once you've used it, you're protected for 2 full hours with an SPF 30. If you reapply, again, you're going to be able to go for another 2 hours protected from the sun, and you're actually restoring your moisture barrier. Even at the end of the day, you wash this off, and it's actually going to continue to work. So talk about a great multitasker. And they do this in 10 colors. And they also do a powdered it's called a mineral peptide powder, and it has an SPF 20. That's brilliant. It's mineral based, which is really great for every type of skin. So it is, I think, more targeted toward women because it is hard to reapply. If, let's just say, we were going to be on a Zoom call and we wanted to look finished for the day, and then we were going to get a chance to go out and have lunch outside with a friend. And when do you reapply? How can you reapply? I don't want to be greasy. I don't want to be shiny. This is the kind of product you are going to look for. So you're going to watch me real quick here. I'm going to show you how I apply my sunscreen. So here we go. We have a wet brush. This is also something that the doctors developed. If you ever have used a wet brush, it's brilliant to do this because it does give you an incredibly fast and easy finish application. So I'm going to show you. I usually use 2 different colors, but this is my darker color, and I'm going to apply sunscreen. Okay, so here is me getting on my sunscreen for the day. I'm going to go under my eyes, across my forehead, I'm going to go ahead and add a little more here. And I'd probably be a little more liberal with the application, but for sake of time, I'm just going to show you what we're talking about here. Okay, I've gotten sunscreen on. I'm restoring the moisture barrier to my skin. I've perfected the look of my skin, and I'm not sticky or greasy. It's pretty wonderful. And then if I go out for the rest of my day, I have a retractable brush and my mineral peptide powder, SPF 20. So 2 hours later, I have the ability to reapply my sunscreen. Just loaded that brush off, put it into my bag, and before I go outdoors after my Zoom call, and at the end of my lunch, let's say, or before I go out for for the next couple hours, I'm going to run into the ladies' room and do this. Pull this out and do a quick application of sunscreen on my face. How about that? Isn't that great to know? Look for powdered sunscreens. Look for multitasking products that have sunscreen and a hydration or moisturization product. Look for water and sweat proof if you are a person who needs that factor. Look for zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, avobenzone. Those are incredibly important ingredients to know. I've loved being able to share information with you. Here's to protected, beautiful skin. Here's to you. You are so important. You're so valuable. And I'm so grateful that I had a few minutes with you. God bless you this day. Bye-bye.